What's good, everybody? It's coming back with my tea of the day. Welcome back to season 4, episode 2, Cuatro y Dos. Thank you for vibing with me and just really being here and listening and having this conversation with me. Today, let's get into, I want to do a part 2. I want to get back into Dear Gay Black Men. So I did this video about a year ago, the first one, if you haven't listened to it. Definitely should. It was definitely a eye-opening type thing. So let's get into part 2. Let's get into what we, as gay black men, as a community, really need to stop and really need to stop beating ourselves up about. So, topic 1. I definitely feel like there's a lot of internalized homophobia within the gay community because we tend to not understand or not agree with or don't like the trans community, and that's still part of our community. Even for me, I don't hate them, I don't not like them, anything like that. It's just I don't fully understand them. I don't fully get it per se. I don't get the before process of it. I love and I understand and I wholeheartedly believe become who you need to become. If this is you, become that, absolutely. But I think it's more towards the very feminine gaze. It's not necessarily even the trans community. It's just the very feminine gaze who kind of cross-dress, but they don't want to be a woman. They don't feel like they are supposed to be a woman, kind of thing. And for me, it kind of bothers me. I don't know why. And it's not even I hate them. It just makes me kind of uncomfortable, which is weird in itself, but it's my truth. I'm not figuring what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out the whys to why I feel uncomfortable or why I don't want to necessarily be around them that often, kind of thing. I think it's just because I feel if you're a dude, you should act like a dude. Yeah, you have feminine traits, but you definitely act like a dude, kind of thing. Don't always act like a woman, unless you're trying to say something, unless you're trying to become a woman, then by all means do that. Be the baddest chick out here. But if you're just super feminine, you like the hair, you like the nails, you like the stuff for costume, but you're not really trying to do that for real life, then it's kind of confusing. It can be a little uncomfortable, unfortunately. I definitely want to get into sex in the gay community and what we really need to start condoning and not condoning. So, dear gay black men, it is okay to say no. It is okay to have boundaries. It is okay to literally do absolutely nothing sexual if you do not want to. It is okay. They might have spent their Uber, they might have gotten a cab, they might have made their way to you. And in this moment, you really do not feel like having sex. You really do not feel like getting undressed. You don't want to clean out. You don't want to have that pressure on you to perform. That's not what you're feeling. And it's okay to say no. It is perfectly fine to say no. You can have a perfect date. You can go out. You can enjoy each other's company. They can pay for it. But that does not mean that they are allowed sex now. It doesn't guarantee them sex. It doesn't guarantee them some ass. It doesn't guarantee them some head. It doesn't guarantee them a nut. It doesn't. This is 2022. Another thing, let's be more open about having these conversations within sex. Because as men, especially I can only speak from a black gay man, no experience, but we oftentimes don't have conversations about the performance, about what we like, what we don't like, about the whole aspect of sex and how important or not important sex can be for you. And how emotional and non-emotional sex can play a part in the whole atmosphere or the whole enjoyment of sex. Because sex is supposed to be enjoyable for both parties. And if one party is not enjoying it because you're not reading the room, you're not reading the body, you're not trying to make them feel good, you're just trying to bust a nut, then you have to have those conversations. You have to have those hard-hitting conversations, especially if you're into that person, to let them know, like, hey, I don't like that. I like this. Slow it down, speed it up. I want you to stop. I feel uncomfortable. I don't feel good. I don't feel good right now. I don't feel good in this moment. And don't be afraid to have those conversations, because that's how it's going to become an enjoyable situation for you both. Especially like if they're not hitting it right, or their head is basura, it's garbage. It needs help. You can train that, but you have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to be willing to do that. Like, unfortunately, for me as well, sometimes you don't want to train someone. Sometimes you just assume that they should know. And just like they assume that since it worked for Billy over there, it worked for Omar, it worked for um, Toby or whoever, it worked for over there in that party, that it's going to work here. And that's a misconception that a lot of people have. Like, because openly, we're not having those type of conversations because I guess it's taboo. We're scared to. I don't know what it really is. But be okay with having a conversation to help build the chemistry, to help build the sexual experience. Because it's an experience. You're giving yourself to that person, and they're giving themselves to you. So you both would want to enjoy that. So be okay with saying no. Be okay with learning your partner's body. Be okay with understanding, hey, he does not really like that. Or be okay with being with someone who matches what you get into, matches what you like, matches your freakiness. If you like to kiss, you can't be with someone, or you can't try to have a sexual encounter with someone who don't kiss, because you're not going to enjoy it. If you like to be warmed up to getting the dick, you have to make sure that person warms you up. So if that person is just a strict top, you can't expect them to want to eat you out and suck your dick, because you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you find a person who does and learns your body and opens you up, then it should be an enjoyable experience. If you are the type of person who have to have some type of feeling or emotional connection for it to be fully enjoyable, you have to be real with yourself. You have to be real with that person and either let it go or come up with a conclusion of how we're going to move forward. Because clearly, I want to have sex with you, but there's no emotional connection here. So you're not going to get into me the way you want to. You're not going to just ram it in. You're not going to make me feel good. I'm just going to be, it's going to hurt every time because there's no connection there. And it happens. It happens to me. So we just have to really be one with ourselves and don't be afraid to have these conversations. Let's get into privilege in the gay community. So dear gay black men, a lot of people seem to be privileged in this community, especially if you feel like all the people who are very sexy, every man is sexy over them. Privileged, light skin, privileged. That's just in any community, in my opinion. Like, the lighter you are, the more appealing, quote unquote, you are, this and the third. But just like how the darker skinned people have to navigate through this community, we have to become kind to each other. We have to get rid of the privilege, because not for nothing, they may be fine, but they can be toxic as fuck, and most of them are, unfortunately. So, do you really want that? We have to really have these conversations of what our intentions are. What do we intend to get out of this situationship, this friendship with benefits, this relationship, these dates? this fuck buddy, just a dick. Like, what is our expectation? What do we want? And when we figure out and understand what the fuck we want, we need to put boundaries and make sure we don't deter ourselves from what we want. Of course, at certain times you may want something differently. At certain times you may want this. But never give up on what you want. But for me, I've noticed privilege, especially when trying to speak to different people, and them basically act like they're better than me, but you're not. But back then, because I don't even try it now because I don't need that toxicness in my life. I just don't. But when I was younger and I didn't fully love myself, and I was coming into this gay world, there was often times that people really made it seem like I was a little raisin and they were like this big fucking tree. And it's like, no. There's something within you for you to make you feel like you're that big. And you're not. Like, that's great that you may be confident, but it's more into the privilege. It's more into everyone's on a dick. So I feel like I'm the shit. Everyone wants a piece of me, so I feel like I'm the shit. But are you really the shit? Like, do you really got yourself together? Or are you living on someone's couch? Like, what's the T-boo? Like, let's be cool, let's be quaint, and let's get it together. And let's be real with ourselves. Let's get into stereotypes. And just being kind to ourselves. Especially in our community. And you already know being black is one thing, being gay is another thing. And it's not like we chose to be either. There was no choice, there was no, hey, I want to be black today. No. You came out your mama and you're black and you are gay. And this is just who you are. Of course, situations happen where people end up being gay. However, it's never a choice. It's never something you choose, because who would want to choose this? It's just a lot of mental. It's a lot of hatred in this community. And I feel like we need to stop that. I feel like the whole no fats, no fams, no this, no that, you have to have a six-pack, you have to have a job, you have to have a car. If you have neither of them, it's just the whole, it's great that you have a preference. But where do we draw the line between a preference and you're just being mean? You're just being a horrible human being. You're just displaying self-hate. You're just displaying who you really are in broad daylight with no fucking filter. And that's not okay. It is not okay to belittle someone to bring yourself up. And in this community, that's what it is. It is not okay to shame someone for being sexually liberated. If they want to lead with the bodies, they want to lead with the bodies, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to lead with your heart, you can lead with your heart. But everyone can do what they want to do. I definitely feel like for most gays, we're not taught anything. We're not taught sex. So we have to learn it from porn. We have to learn it from mostly just porn. At least for me, like, that was definitely a big teaching about sex, about being gay. Like, there was never a class or never a person I met when I was younger to try to navigate me through this lifestyle, to try to navigate me to understanding what being gay is and basically what you have to deal with in terms of this lifestyle, in terms of how people treat you, in terms of how insecure the cis straight men will be against you, how uncomfortable they'll be. Like how many friends you'll lose, how many job opportunities, or potentially being kicked out your home, or potentially just not having a relationship with your family because of it. It's saddening. And we're never taught to love ourselves. Because they don't want us to. They want us to be extinct. They want us to not exist. Like, look at Florida and what's happening there. Like, Florida, you're really trying it. And it's not okay. Like, you're silencing the whole community, thinking that it's going to throw them back in the closet. How the fuck is that fair to silence someone because of their sexual orientation and their sexuality? How is that okay for you? Because we don't ever silence straight people. We never silence and say, hey, you can't be straight. If you say straight, you'll be banned. You'll go to jail. You'll be fined. How the fuck is that okay? And how the fuck is you, for people who live in fucking Florida, okay with these fucking laws being put forth and having other states try to follow suit? I wish the fucking New York would. I wish they would. Because you're messing up so many rights that we already fucking have. And you're trying to take it away from us. You're trying to silence it. You're trying to put us back into the closet. And that's not okay. Florida, you definitely tried it, and you're spewing self-hate. Y'all are spewing hatred onto this fucking world. You're not making this world a better place. You're making it a hellhole. You're bringing us back instead of moving us fucking forward. And that's the problem. I have a problem with that. And I'm happy that I'm upset that this young man, I forgot his name, I think it's Matthew Thinker, something like that. He was like a valedictorian in the Florida school, and they silenced him from using the word gay in his ceremony speech. So he had to use the euphemism of curly hair. But everyone knew, all the students, all the teachers knew that this gentleman was gay. But he could not use that word because he would be banned, he would be censored, his mic would be turned off. That's not okay. We have to fight for each other. We have to hold each other up. And we have to hold these bastards, these people accountable for their fucking actions. Because how is taking someone's livelihood ever okay? How is silencing someone who's out of the closet, who's being their authentic self, and in a world who there's so many fake people, so many catfish, so many deranged people, for you to really find it in yourself to be authentically yourself is an amazing thing. It should never be silenced. It should never be silenced. It should never be shunned. It should never be put on a back burner. It should never not exist. It should never be closeted. It should never be scared to come out. That's why, dear gay black men, I know there's a lot of gay men out here. And I know if you're comfortable within your sexuality, you're not going to do with a deal man. However, I do kind of have a soft spot for them. Not for me to deal with them, but for me to understand where they're coming from. Because it's their kids that they have to, 9 times out of 10, it's their kids that they have to think about. It's their family, it's their livelihood. 9 times out of 10, they're probably island or something like that, where being gay is definitely like a quote-unquote sin. It's a lot of factors within it, but I definitely feel like if you're going to do the do, you have to come out. Like, I'm not pushing you out, I'm not saying you have, but for me, you have to come out. For me, you have to be comfortable within yourself. But us, who mostly all men are trades, we like to trade. We want to trade. Because they're so straight acting like niggas will never know that we're together, but behind closed doors, he beat my cheeks up. But It's the fact of if there's no longevity there. He would never be number one. You would never change him. You would never make him open up until he's ready. Until that's what he wants to do, that's the only time he will become who the fuck he's supposed to. And that's sad. But it's life. So, dear gay black men, I want us to have self-love. I want us to build our love. Because once we love ourselves, like, wholeheartedly, like, when I say so infatuated and in love with ourselves and really work on ourselves, do our homework, and become better human beings, the world is our oyster. And we can be as picky or as selective as possible without hurting anyone's feelings, without discriminating against another person for who they are. And begin to not have a type. Because the same person that you're attracted to, your type, hurts you every fucking time. And you keep on fucking bumping your goddamn head on this fucking big ass wall because you don't fucking learn. You're not learning, baby. And it's time for you to learn. It's time for you to start breaking your own heart. Because at this point, it's a choice. You're choosing this type. You're choosing to hurt yourself. You're choosing to make yourself bleed. You're choosing to become a bitter gay. And we all know those. We all know that very well. And we don't want that for you. Please, dear black gay men, take our younger black boys, our black kings in the making. Let's take them and build them up. Let's give them advice because we was never given advice or lessons and teachings within this lifestyle. So let's show them that there are life after, like there is life after coming out. There is life, there is love. You can actually fall in love here. And it's so beautiful to see. You can actually get married. Like, marriage is something you can obtain now. And it's legal mostly everywhere. Like, you can actually obtain that and not be in a fake arranged thing. You can really be a boss and gay. You can do whatever you want to do. You can become whoever the fuck you want to become. And living in that is the most beautiful place ever. But I definitely want us as a community to love harder. To stop being scared to being hurt. Because we've all been hurt within our community. By our church members, by our families, by our friends, by relationships, by friendships. We've been through a lot. But we're still standing. And we still have a heart. And if you don't have a heart, or your heart is impure, your heart is heavy, your heart is deranged a little bit, it's okay. But work through that. Because there is love and life after that. There is the rainbow after that. And we really have to become better human beings. We have to stop beating ourselves up over who we think we're supposed to be in this community. And in terms, being who the fuck we're meant to be. Because those are two different things. What people expect of us to be in this community, they expect us to be dead by 25. They expect us to all have HIV because society says that that's a gay disease. They expect us to always be flamboyant. They expect us to always be over the top. They expect us to be the background, the backup singers, the writers. We're never in the forefront. There are people, there are musicians in the fucking forefront killing it who is fucking part of this fucking community. Like, it is so fucking beautiful to fucking see how this world is changing. And we're helping them change. We are part of this. We're part of the change. And it's so beautiful to see. But we have to stop being scared of love. We have to stop understanding what no means and using no more. If you are uncomfortable within any aspect of anything, say no. Women can say no, men can say no. Gay or straight does not fucking matter. No means no. If you are uncomfortable within any aspect of a sexual encounter, no. Straight man, if you do not want to be hit on by gay men, say no. Don't get mad. Don't get salty. Don't call us out of our name. Don't call us faggots. This, that, and the third. Just say no. Thank you, but no. It's simple. Damn near a cheat sheet at this point. But when you act outrated, you show us that there's something that you're hiding. You show us because there's no reason for you to be that uptight over a compliment or over us just thinking you're sexy or over us acting weird towards you because we like you or whatever the fuck that looks like. But be grown enough to just say no. Be grown enough in your manhood to say no, I don't like that. But thank you for the compliment. And keep it moving. Yes, there's going to be gay men who's going to really go over the top and push your buttons and do the most. But that does not mean every gay male that you experience or encounter is going to do that. Because baby, most of us are not fucking paying attention to you. And that's the honest truth. Like, it just is what it is. But self-love. Start loving yourself. Because that's the only way you're going to really find happiness and love. You don't have to have sex to build a relationship. You don't have to lead with sex. The labels, the positions are important, absolutely. However, we're all men. We all want to nut. We all want to be intimate. We all like the anatomy of a man. Because if we did not, we would deal with women. So for a top who don't suck dick, who don't play with dick, make it make sense. Because the math ain't mathing. Because you're attracted to the male anatomy. And the male anatomy has a dick. So play with it. Unless your partner does not want that, play with it. Play with that shit and have a full fucking day. Story time. I had a little deal encounter. And I say this to say that. So, it was one day I was trying to go to work. And this trade dude decided to come towards me. And I was towards the end of the train station, so I guess that was the spot. But I've always wanted to partake in, like, train sex, or, like, having those type of trade activities kind of thing, because I wasn't aware at first until I just noticed him looking at me. And then he walked past me, and then was like, come over here. So we started talking for, like, a few minutes, whatnot. And then he was like, I know how you get down. I'm like, I'm confused how you know I get down. Like, I'm just dressed like, I'm not even trying to dress to impress. I'm just on my way to fuck work. Sick as hell. But he was like, I like how you look this and the third. We should meet up. We should get to know each other. Blah, blah, blah. Of course, what he really meant was I should suck his dick. So then he asked me, you wanna give me a hat right now? After pulling out his dick, his shit was so fucking big. Ooh. Lord Jesus. But I was like, absolutely not. Like, I don't even know you. Like, why would you think that's okay? If we're gonna just suck your dick out in public and I don't even know you. So then, we were supposed to meet up later on that night. But he wants to come over when no one's here. And I'm like, I'm gonna need for you to get together because that's a problem. It's not like you have a mask on. It's not like you wasn't in a train station with the mask on and didn't see your face. So you basically want to be cast for the ghost. But you come into my building, what people's going to see you walking into my building. People going to see you walking into my apartment, but you don't want to be seen. I'm making it make sense. So nothing happened. Nothing's gotta happen because I came to a realization, even though I knew that, but I tried to play myself. I wasn't aware of how DL he was. Because I feel like there's levels of DL. Like, there's like a massive level, like you don't want to be seen at all by no one. It's like a moderate level where it's like people know, but people don't know kind of thing. And then it's just like, I'm damn near out, but I just want people to see DL aspect to it. You know what I mean? So, it's the duality for me. It's just the levels and flavors and colors for me. But, yeah, just know your worth. And know what you will accept and not accept. Learn boundaries and relationships and friendships and family and anything. Just have boundaries. Learn them. Put them into effect. And stick by them. But last words, be kind to yourself. Love yourself. No means no. Florida, get your fucking shit together, because we're not going anywhere. We're beautiful, we're fabulous, we're elegant, we are everything and more. You will not silence us, you will not put us in jail. I won't go to Florida until they change that law. Until I am free to walk where the fuck I want to walk and say gay as many fucking times as I want to fucking say gay, you will not be seeing me. And I need us to stick together on this. Everyone wants to go to Miami. Everyone wants to go to Orlando. But if they don't like us, why the fuck are we giving them money? Like, let's be real. Like, if they don't like us, if they don't want us to exist, if they want to silence us, to put us back into a fucking closet that we crawled out of for the most of us, crawled out, dragged out, and we already know what happens when that happens. We already know what life can be after coming out, especially with no knowledge, especially with no one teaching you the ropes. Like, there's so many examples of straight men or straight dads showing their son the way, and everyone is up in arms when they have a gay son, but no one's up in arms when they have a son who got to go pregnant at 13. No one's up in arms when their son is a drug dealer, their son is a gangbanger, their son has been in jail most of his teen life into his adulthood and died in jail. No one is uproar about that, but they're uproar about their son being gay. Make no sense. Are you in uproar because you just have a distaste of it? Or are you secretly in uproar because you know how hard our life will be? And you, as a black man, are not ready to have that conversation with me. Are not ready to have that conversation with us. Are not ready to admit it to yourself that, damn, my son is gay. He's gonna have a harder life because he's black and he's gay. What do I do? What research do I need to have? What do I need to do to become a better father, to be a better person for this person I brought into this world, or adopted, or whatever that looks like? And that's scenario. But most of the time, you become cowards. You shut us out, you shun us, you treat us differently, and you make us feel like we're less than. You make us feel like we are an abomination, we are a sin, we don't belong. And we shouldn't have to feel like that, especially from our fathers, especially from a male perspective of life, of how to be a man. Again, we have to be better people. We have to be kinder to ourselves. This was Kimmy's with the T. This was a lot. But thank y'all for listening. This was season 4, episode 2. If you love this video, definitely hit me up on Twitter, no. Instagram, Kimmy's Tea of the Day, or Kimmy's Holder. On Facebook, I have Team Holder. If you want to join in on my next conversation, hit me up on any one of those handles. You can hit up my website, kimmysteaoftheday.com. Leave a voice note, leave an email, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like you need to do to get into this gig, because over here we popping. Over here we have these conversations that needs to fucking be had. We'll deal with the pop culture, but we'll deal with some hard-hitting topics that really need to be talked about, that really hits my heart. And I really want us to have these table conversations so we can be more tolerant, more loving, and a better human being. Because I think that that's the most important thing in this world. Laters.